Hello, friends. Today, again, we are together to discuss on a very important topic, that is broadening horizons and building global futures. So, this is regarding the students, our very own students, whom we are going to help tran- transform into global citizens. Now, why this concept of global citizens has come up, we are going to understand this and how in the classrooms we can take it up. How we can ensure that this is taken up and we actually meet the required results. So let's begin with that. First thing is we understand why this is required. That is key drivers of globalization in education. We know that technological advancement is taking and it is taking place very fast. Talking about internet, it's a very basic thing now. We have now started talking about AI, artificial intelligence. And we know that in every phase, every area, it is going to be introduced. We don't have to be afraid about it, but we have to incorporate all this in such a manner that they are a tool to us. They help us in acquiring certain, you can say, the capacities and the capabilities, and we are there with our students in all phases of life. So, second is like talking about there are online educational platforms which are mushrooming like anything. So, even the parents, even the students, they see the can say the convenience on the online educational platforms. They also see the benefits. So, obviously, we also have to mold, adapt ourselves accordingly. Third is about the students' mobility. That students have started moving not only from one state to another, but they are moving from one country to another. We have international students now. So, what is happening because of this? As a result, we see that exchange of knowledge is taking place, then talking about the exchange of values taking place, then talking about the cultural exchange across not only one state to another state, but across the world. So we also need to be mentally prepared, and we also have to ensure that our students are prepared accordingly. So what is the need today? What is the need today? We need to understand, friends. That is, we have to see that integration of global perspectives is done into the curricula and our teaching methods. We cannot rely on those old redundant methods, but we have to innovate new methods to ensure that our students are well prepared to face the challenges. So, here comes another topic like how global networks influence educational systems. What are the benefits of access to global knowledge and resources? So, see to it. What are the benefits? Like the first thing which I have taken up is standardization and benchmarks. So, what are they? Talking about like we have so many boards, like international boards which are available, right? So which are helping students compete globally. So these boards like or the assessment system which are available to us are PISA, TIMSS, PEARLS, and they are also, it's not simple, like they are also influencing the national education system. What we have to understand is that talking about the uh, students who are going abroad, now if they have to compete in certain examination and they are not able to qualify, are they going to feel happy about our own system? No. So obviously, our educational system or the policy we need to change according, so that when they go to other universities abroad, they are able to face the exams and come out with flying colors. How can that happen? When we standardize our education system. So that's very important. So talking about the next benefit, that is, it enhances the cultural understanding. Like talking about the people, when the students are going outside, they are going to appreciate and understand the cultural differences, understand and respect the cultural differences. So they become actually what? The global citizen. It actually, you can say that it promotes empathy, and it also, you can say, enhances the cooperation among individuals from different backgrounds. It is basically that living and let living policy is coming up. So let us see what is the third one. That it prepares for the knowledge based economy. Talking about like the economic growth, which is one very important aspect. Economic growth is, like, say, how is it promoted? It is promoted by the collaborative ecosystem and exchange of knowledge. Talking about the skill transfer, why this acquiring of skill is important, that a person, a student who is skilled person is able to compete in the global job market. We know that we Indians have taken up top position in, say, UK, USA, or any other country, so to say. What is the reason? Because they are all skill, can say, they have upskilled themselves, they have upgraded themselves, they have acquired such skills which is placing them at par with the other, you can say, their own country students. So that is one very important thing which need to be taken care. Fourth, that is it empowers communities and individuals. Like, we can understand and we are aware about the sustainable practices and the opportunities. We also know how to gain tools to address local and global challenges effectively. So these things are very important, as I mentioned. As you can see, okay, so global challenges in a proper way. Talking about the next, that it actually supports what? The supports lifelong learning practices of lifelong learning process. That is, we have so many online platforms. We have Facebook, Instagram, then we have LinkedIn, Twitter, and Pinterest, and so many others. So this is going to help us in continuous improvement, and it is actually fostering ongoing education and personal growth. Because in the previous, can say, the workshops I discussed about Diksha and Swayam, how they are helping in the continuous learning process, and along with the certificates which you which you actually can gain on. So, and these are access to all. Like, it's very simple. You can just download the app and you can go, or you can start on the learning process. Talking about the building, like next, that is resilience. Like, we can bring ourselves again. There is some crisis, but we know how to come out of it, how to, with a collective, we can say, or pooling knowledge, we can always take what? The solutions, and we can say, coming to the solutions with the help of others. So this is also like we are actually, when connected with the people, when we are connected with the people within our country, or say abroad, or outside our country, so maybe there are some practices they are doing, we come to know about it, and we can also adapt it, we can also adopt it. So that way, the solutions already which are there outside abroad can always be practiced. So this also is helping in the accelerating the innovation and progress. Like when there are four people sitting together and having brainstorm, so it is not that simple discussion, but there are certain, can say, outcomes, a positive outcomes. With the help of scientific advancement, technological development, and sharing ideas, we can always come to problem solving. So that is like some problems which have been mentioned, like talking about the climate change, pandemic, and energy crisis can take us to a definite problem and its solution. So then comes what are going to be the future trends in the globalized education. Like talking about obviously the integration of AI, that is artificial intelligence, and virtual reality in learning. Then talking about next, that is rise of global accreditation. Like right now we talk about state accreditation, we talk about the national accreditation, but what is the future? Future is going to be global accreditation. Then next we can discuss about that is importance of sustainability in education. Like it's not only talking about the climate change and all, but whoever is able to adapt and adopt the new systems which are available in the education are going to sustain in the education line. Otherwise, they will have to take the call. So that is definite. We also, as a teacher, we have to upskill ourselves and ensure that we train ourselves, we learn certain new skills so that we are able to engage the students in the classroom effectively. So, like I have tried to take one example, like how the topic can be taken up into the classroom and ensure that it becomes a global classroom. Like say, for example, climate change as a one topic. So students will understand the causes. This is the topic which we have taken. Students will understand the causes and effects of climate change and explore global solution. But what is the role of different subject teachers? Okay, how the different subjects teachers can take in their classrooms. So that is cross curricular link. Like in Hindi, if a teacher is a Hindi teacher, they can ask to write children a kind of poem or a story where they can start with the problem, like a problem is there, and they can end it up with a positive solution. In English, it can be repeated like writing poems, then writing stories. But one more thing can be added here, that is comprehension. Some question based on like on the paragraph, which actually is asking about the problem, then the impact, and then it is also talking about the probable solution. So the children, they rig their heads. It should not be provided ready-made from the teacher to the student, but they should be asked to think, and then give the solution. Like in maths, what can be done? The same topic or same problems which are be actually depicted in the form of, say, datas, they can actually present it with the help of graphs, pie charts, and then analyze it, like seeing the trend from the back years. Maybe earlier the level of pollution was less, but with the passage of years how the pollution has increased. Or maybe they can also discuss certain areas, certain case studies where the pollution was more, and because of the efforts of the people it has been brought down. So talking about geography, how they can take up, it is about the geography. In geography, how they can take up is like study regions most affected by the climate change, and how and why, again, the solution can be discussed here. Talking about like certain activities, like field activities can be taken up. where, because we know nowadays it's not that only problem we have to discuss. Actually, there are NGOs, there are factories which have taken positive steps, and their production system is on the sustainable terms. So we can always make a list and visit those places who are into this kind of activity. And then the last which I have marked is like project based learning can be done, which is basically, I'll just pull this down so that you can see it. Like have students track their carbon footprints for a week and present their findings. So carbon footprints, first you will have to explain what is carbon footprint. You will also have to explain how it can be calculated and how we can ensure what is carbon footprint, and we can also ensure they understand how to calculate it, whether it can be the carbon footprints can be reduced, is there any option. So all this can be discussed in a project based learning. So this becomes a project based learning. So I've taken up various subjects here so that like I'm giving an idea, we can still discuss here in this workshop only whether what idea do you have and add to our knowledge. Everybody here who is attending can also share their knowledge. So this is now a time for open discussion where you all can contribute your opinions, and in case like you are already practicing certain ideas, you can share that also. So yes, I welcome anybody who would like to share their ideas here. Yes, Vinita ma'am, Jansirani ma'am, Nupur, Neeta ma'am is also there. I can see Vijay Lakshmi ma'am is there. Anybody who's interested can share their views. I have Anita Behura ma'am, Renuka ma'am, Kalai ma'am, Jaya, Kalpana, Kavita ma'am. So it's just that we have to adapt and we just have to direct our knowledge, because knowledge is already there. But only the thing is we have to design it in such a way that it suits as per the requirement of today's students. Anybody can just add on here. Yes, Venka ma'am, please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, please.
Uh, According to me, as what you said, nowadays students need to be trained in project-based learnings.
Correct.
They
Very
need
good.
to explore the things. They need to identify what is what instead of traditional teaching method. So I prefer project-based learning for them.
Very correct.
It's
Very
my
correct.
general opinion about this.
Very correct. Very correct. I completely agree with you.
And also another one thing, an activity I want to suggest, because I experienced and I got some good output from that. Think,
Okay.
pair, share.
Mm-hmm.
A student will be given with a situation.
Okay.
They need to think what will be the correct solution.
Very
This
good.
two process will execute in correct way, but
Mm-hmm.
compiling it together and writing it in written form, students are facing difficulty in that. I observed that because they are struggling how to compile all the things what they had in their mind together, and they
Mm-hmm.
are feeling the difficulty to present it in a paper, or
Okay.
else they are feeling difficulty to share it with someone. They need to be trained with this way of expressing their thoughts through project based learning. It's
Very
my
good.
opinion.
Very good, ma'am. So this like expression, like they have to know how to express their ideas. So very correct.
Yes,
Very good.
thank
Others
you.
can like I would suggest others can note down this. It's a very good idea how to take up the things in the classroom. Anybody else who would like to add here? just open the chat if there's something. Okay. I can read it here. Vinita ma'am is saying can't speak. We can discuss impact of, okay. We can discuss impact of war on humanity. Okay, good. This is a good idea. Like, so that they know that nuclear war is not the solution, but it is end of everything. We have to discuss and know the like humanity, developing empathy, you can say, isn't it? Then art integration, problem solving, and role play can be effective. Ma'am is saying, Vimal ma'am is saying, good. For English, we can ask students to give a creative ending to a story. Very correct. Rather than like talking about like three pigs, three little pigs. So what happened? A regular ending is there, but we say, ki, okay, no, stop here and tell me something else. It's a very good idea, like a creative ending to a story, a regular story which they have heard already, but they now give it their own ending. They now create their own ending. Very good. I like it very much.
Very
Then
warm welcome to the topic production space. Studying space has always been most exciting field.
okay. Could you repeat it? I missed it actually. If you could repeat, who was saying I missed it actually? Okay, so I just missed reading one more by Manpreet Kaur ma'am. Like they can also try web a story. One sentence can be given by each student and other needs to continue from where the earlier student ended. Yes, good. A web story is also like, yeah, and this is also going to give them a kind of team spirit. It's a very good suggestion, can be noted down. So they're also going to enjoy this, like how the story is going to take the turn and then continue and then they have to end it also. So it's a very good idea. Okay, so I think we should now. It was a very great having you all here. And the discussion, I think I liked the best part was the discussion and certain new ideas which have been added. So it was great going and great being with you all. Thank you so much. I will just end up the meeting here. Thank you. And let's see, we meet up again in the next workshop. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.